Well, good afternoon. 6:29, June 29th, which means it's a Saturday. Uh, this is Journal 93, T+87, 13 days till my 100 are up, and 14 until we get in the car and head home, if everything goes according to plan, which would be nice. I'll apologize in advance for the stream of consciousness, um, but I've been really thinking about tenses all day. Um, and that's the kind of day it's been. Although it's been a wonderful day, every time I was able to stay in the moment, every day I was able to claw into the present and try and stay there as long as I could. But while I was doing that, I kept thinking about the past and the future, which I really believe can be uh, frustrating and take you down a tenuous path. Um, Ryan, our son, and Audra, our granddaughter, came out to spend some time at the pool, and then we went to lunch together, which was delicious. It was, I don't mean lunch was delicious. I mean the time that we were able to spend with them was delicious. Although the food was pretty good, I'm told. I can't, I can't eat it yet, so I wouldn't know. Uh, but the last 100, I was able to have a slice of sourdough bread, which was delicious. Um, so, I was talking, I was thinking, I wasn't even talking about it yet, about this whole issue of present, past, and in future tense, uh, and how difficult it is to say in the present because your mind, whatever you want to call it, the resistance, the lizard brain, keeps trying uh, desperately to either throw you back into the past or drag you forward into the future. None of which is productive unless there's something to be learned from it, um, something of consequence to be learned from it. And that's the hard part. I mean, when you're this close to a major milestone in a 2-year process, but really, for the first year until I get my immunizations, my childhood immunizations, uh, there's a very strong, very important part of you that keeps trying to focus on next, what happens next. Uh, in a way, that's good because it helps you plan um, to some degree. But if whatever it is that you're doing at that particular moment isn't constructive, um, you can only imagine that it's counterproductive. It's not constructive at all. It can be actually can be destructive because it can be distracting you from what's really important. Uh, Having said that, we're you know we're thinking about what to get home and how to get it home and when to get it home and making lists about all the things that are going to be necessary. Um, Figuring out questions for the doctor, um, leading up to when we go home, and then questions about life after Duarte, life after Azusa and the hotel here, and at the same time, your conscious mind is busy doing that. Um, it's also looking backwards and saying, well, this is where you were, and this is where you came from, and you don't want to go back there, and you've got to be really so careful. And what kinds of things am I going to be able to do, and what kinds of things am I not going to be able to do? And some of that comes up, and it's really they're not little things particularly. I'll give you a good example of that. The magazine I write for, publishing company I write for, has a management conference for automotive repair shop owners every year in September, and I've spoken at that conference pretty much every time it's come up, with the exception of I think the last two times because of my illness. Um, we were expecting, or they were expecting that I would be able to do that. And I had to write them this weekend and write my editorial director that it doesn't look like that's going to happen because my doctors do not want me anywhere near the airport, certainly not on an airplane, um, going to a conference with hundreds of other shop owners, uh, walking the aisles and shaking hands. I don't shake hands anymore either. That's really bizarre. Never thought I'd become a germaphobe, but if I want to remain if I want to make it to the future, then I have to worry about the present, and worrying about the present says the best we're going to do is a fist bump, um, or an elbow bump, because hands can be nasty. I never understood Howie Mandel's aversion to germs before, but I certainly do now, and it's not without merit. So, I'm looking backwards, if you can pull the constructive things out of your past, the things that helped you get to the present and the future, then you're doing well. If you start thinking about, I'm going to say in quotes, mistakes that you made in the past, or decisions that might have gone a different way, it's not constructive, and you shouldn't bother with it. There's no percentages in it. The question has to be, why would you do that, especially if nothing can be learned from it? My attitude it has always been, get all the information that you can, make sure it's the best information you can get, make a decision, and don't look back. It's not going to help you in any way. But the thing that is most consequential, the thing that's most important, is to remain in the moment, not to lose the present for fear of something that's going to happen in the future or regret about something that happened in the past. I think I've mentioned this before. My dad, when he was at Barlow Hospital, not long before he passed, one of the times I visited him, took a whiteboard because he couldn't speak. He had a respirator, and wrote down two words that are really profound. He wrote down "no regrets." He was 83 years old at the time. How beautiful is it that you could go through life, a long life like that, a productive life, and be able to say that. That's a goal that all of us should share. Um, and I think that he wrote down no regrets, not just because he never made a mistake that he regretted making, or a decision that could have gone a different way. I think he wrote that down because he felt the same way. You make the best decision you can, and then you move on. And I think that's one of the reasons that he had no regrets. The same thing about the future. I mean, the future hasn't revealed itself yet, has it? I mean, it's beginning to. We're always on the edge of it. It's always like the red carpet. It's always unrolling, unfurling as we move through life. But like so many other things, you never really get to the future because you're busy in the present. If you've got a strong vision, if you've got goals and objectives that are worthy, you'll have a better present than you would have if you don't, because you'll always be moving towards that better future. And the creative reality, the creative tension, your current reality, moving from your current reality to your vision, will be positive. While I was thinking about that, my granddaughter was in the pool, and I kept watching her, and the sheer joy that she was experiencing while she was in the water and enjoying herself reminded me that she was in the moment. And I think that's what we all really need. We all need to find that youthful childhood exuberance uh, about the life we're living now. I think it'll give it more substance. It'll give it more value. It'll be a richer, more rewarding life if we're able to do that, and just stay out of the future and the past as much as you can. because the present really is all we got, isn't it? So that's my message for today. Stay well, take care. Tomorrow's Sunday, and see you then. Bye bye.